Hi, I'm Freak Boy, and welcome to Freak Boy Runs. It's Tuesday morning, which means speed work day, and today that session is a threshold session. I've got, I think, 5 different types of threshold sessions, 5 different patterns, just labeled 1 through 5. This is threshold 1. What I'm going to do after I finish my warm-up jog here is run 4 kilometers at marathon pace, and then I break into the repeat part of the session, which is 10 by 800 meters, which is a half a mile, with 90-second breaks in between. It's a really hard session. I've done it several times before, and it's one of the tougher, if not the toughest, of the threshold workouts. I feel good today. I'm recovered from my 15-mile long run on Sunday, and I feel pretty fresh. So what I'm going to do is pick you guys back up somewhere in the middle of the session, give you an update of how fresh I feel then. Okay, catch you in a sec. Definitely a tough session. Although I've determined it's not as tough as the 10 by 1 kilometer last week. Although I only have 90-second rest in between. If I'm being honest, I'm taking closer to 100, between 100 and 105 seconds in between. But it's tough. And I'm only making it tougher by trying to talk to the camera in between. But I promised an update. So this is the update. I'm freaking dying. I'll catch up to you when I get finished. Cheerio. I'm just pausing my run to catch a glimpse of this guy. Looks to be a copperhead. Okay, I gotta finish. Just about done. Morning, Kelly. Okay. Got a pretty good look at that copperhead on the path. He was chill, just getting some rays, maybe before it gets too hot. Oh, yeah, that was hard. It's pretty close to last week's, but not quite as hard. You gotta remember, even though the intervals were 800 meters instead of 1,000 meters, the rest periods even with me going 10 to 15 seconds long on them, we're still about 30 seconds shorter than last week. So balances out slightly in that way. But yeah, it's done. It felt pretty good. The end was tough. I got the heart rate where I wanted it throughout, including, you know, those first 4 kilometers, which I think I said we're gonna be at marathon pace. And if you don't know what that really means in the summer, is marathon effort. And they were right between middle and high zone 2. Then it took me a couple of reps to get into high zone 3 of the 800s. And I maintained a consistent pace within a few seconds throughout. I'm pretty sure the last one was probably my fastest. I poured it on a little bit heavier than the others, and I think the second last one was probably second fastest. At the very worst, third. So yeah, I mean, it was a successful session. Wearing the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4s again. So I got heavy shoes on. I got 6 pounds of water on my back. Not anymore. Drank most of it. I took 3 gels, and they're not strictly required, but I think it helps me feel better. Keeps me from getting lightheaded. Okay, so let's pick it back up on the Sunday long run, when I think I'll be trying to up it one more time in this base block to 16 miles. So I have a good solid long run under my belt before I go into the build blocks with the longer long runs and the hot spots. So we'll see you there. Just about to start my long run. Before I do, and before it disappears, just thought I'd give you guys a quick peek at that pretty little sunrise. I think maybe it might not look as great on camera as it does in real life, but it's pretty spectacular. It's very, very, very pretty. See you in a sec when I start running. My spectacular sunrise has faded, but it's a nice morning out for my 16 miler today. That's probably going to be pretty tough to do as a progression. I'll start out that way and then just see how it feels as I go along. I'm going to add 2 hill climbs today, even though Chicago is actually pancake flat. I don't really need hill training all that much for that marathon, but New York has all the bridges to climb up and over, and from what I've heard, it's very challenging. So I want to have some hills in me for that. Good morning. Even though I'm not going to be running super hard in New York, I still want to have something in my legs for the hills. So we're going to see how it goes, and I'm going to check back in with you probably somewhere mid-run. Hasta la vista. I'm on mile 10 now. Just finished my second hill climb. I'll actually have 1/3 small hill climb on the last mile. But yeah, so actually I've done really good in terms of controlling my pace. In the first 9 miles, I stayed exclusively in zone 1. I actually only just touched zone 2 coming up the hill. So I'm still in zone 1 now. So I'll have like basically 12 to 15 beats to play with for the last 6 miles. So I think it's made a pretty good chance of doing a progressive run, staying in zone 2 the whole time. I'm willing to go up a little bit above at the end. And yeah, those first 9 miles, like I said, I controlled my pace very well and my heart rate. And only added a total of 1 minute and 3 seconds per mile over the course of 9 miles. So that's averaging a 7-second increase per mile. That's quite good considering how warm it is. Luckily we've got some cloud cover, so while it's warm, I don't have the sun beating down on me, which helps. Good morning. So yeah, I'll check in back towards the end of the run, see where I'm at. Ciao. Just finishing. I've got about a 1/4 mile left. I'm just at the very, very top of zone 2 right now. I went up into zone 3, climbing that last smaller hill that I threw in. I think this last mile I'll probably end up averaging in zone 2 as well, so that's a big win. We're going to see here in a couple of minutes what my overall pace increase was per mile. I've done really well here in the last 7 miles. Probably even a little bit tighter than the 7 seconds per mile increase that I was gaining in the first 9 miles. But it's hard to figure out on the fly here what it's going to end up at. We're going to see here in just about 1 minute. Okay, hey Dave. Trying not to get run over here. Okay. Gotta go up one more little incline here. Less than 1/10 of a mile to go. I'll keep the camera on until I get there. Looks like my announcement just said this mile's walking around 9:56. So I've gone very slow today. Morning. And part of that is feeling guilty from last week being a bit naughty and going up over zone 2 for probably more than 1/3, or maybe actually just less than 1/3. 9:54. So let's see. That's 1 minute and 51 seconds faster than the first mile. So yeah, I think that's still approximately 7 seconds per mile on average. 7 times 16 is what? Yeah, that's almost exactly 7 seconds per mile. Maybe by about 1 second difference. Yeah, I'm really proud of that, actually. I'm proud of my discipline on my pace increases and on my heart rate. Both I would qualify as excellent. I'm at the car, I'm gonna get a drink here and then take a walk to cool down. See you guys in a sec. Okay, I'm almost done my 3-mile cool down walk. So I thought I'd just wrap things up here. Had a chance to look at my data on my phone, and yeah, I'm really kind of proud of that session. There's no speed work at all. I ended up averaging, I think, 10:48 per mile over the course of 16 miles, and that's part of what I'm so happy with. I really kept control, and I mean, almost in a way it was a slow motion flow state. Everything just flowed so smoothly. I mean, all aspects. The progression was pretty much perfect all the way through. I think I averaged 6.8 seconds. Morning. 6.8 seconds per mile for each increment over 16 miles. I also kept my heart rate pretty much zone 1 almost the entire way, and then got into zone 2 the last, you know, I think consistently in the last 2 miles. I think probably the mile 14 was a lot in zone 2. I didn't really look at the data in that much detail, so we'll have to see. But yeah, and then that last mile, I had included the smaller hill for my third kind of hill climb there. So my heart rate got into zone 3. Totally fine. I'm totally okay with that. Still averaged in zone 2 even on that last mile, with that little poke into zone 3. So everything was really good. I managed my water really good. I rationed it quite well and had enough just to have a really good drink right after I finished. And then my Camelback was empty. And my gels, I took right where I wanted to. I was mostly trying to time them for about 3 miles, but really trying to time them for when I was near a garbage can to throw them away, so I wasn't having to carry the garbage, and B, so that I was taking them at kind of a good location with respect to the hills. So yeah, all of that just worked so well. My total time was just under 2 hours and 53 minutes, which is a pretty long time to be on my feet running. So I'm going to need to be speeding up there. you know, in the sessions coming up, but my fitness is going to be getting better, and I've got a lot of room there still to play with, considering that I was in zone 1 pretty much almost the entire session. So I don't have too much concern about that. Oh. Hey guys. Almost got run over there. Hi again. Yeah, so I'm not too concerned about the sessions coming up. Fitness is going to be there. I got a deload week coming up, so I get to take a break, and I'm not really feeling like I need one, but it's going to be good to just be disciplined and take the break as the schedule requires, just to make sure that I'm as fresh as possible going into my first build block. So yeah, that's all I've got for you this week. That's my summary. I'll wrap it up for the week. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to go down below and like, subscribe if you haven't done that already. Share with your friends if you know anybody that would like this kind of thing. Comment if you have a message you want to get to me, or anything else you'd like to say. And until next time on Freak Boy Runs, embrace the misery. Freak Boy out.